And my wife at 15 years said, I can't deal with this. See ya. I had a job where I was making $140,000 a year. Gone. She was gone. You know, depression doesn't even touch it. Way home one night, I rolled my truck. Bank on this side, ended up upside down. The other side was a 200-foot cliff. So God spared me. And then being raised a Catholic, I don't know if you guys know what prayer beads are. But I lived on an 8-acre ranch next to a 1,500-acre ranch. We're the only two people up there. There was a set of prayer beads on my white fence. That started me thinking. Then the doctors, the last visit to the hospital, they said, go home. He says, John. And I said, okay, I'm going to try. So, you know, I prayed and I tried. And my heart got better and I could feel it. But, you know, as the years went by, I ended up with stage 4 kidney disease. And then I really got into God. And a prophet came in and testified. He says, he gave you a new heart. Well, I finally convinced the doctors to take tests, and he did. I've got the heart of a 20-year-old. Mm-hmm. And they sent me home with a 20% function.
They said plan his funeral.
Yeah. And the kidney disease.
Even before she was alive?
They prayed for me, and next time I went to the doctor, he looked at the test and he says, you don't have kidney disease.
Yes.
And at the same time in my life, you know, believe it or not, I still wasn't all in. You know, these are good things, but, you know, I used to walk with 2 canes. I used to sit in the second row just so I could lift myself up with the chair. They prayed for me and they asked me, how do you feel? I said, I've been in pain most of my life. I don't know. And you forgive me if I get emotional, because it's, when I talk about him, I do. I got up one morning about 14 days after we had a big prayer meeting. They prayed for me and I got a tap on my shoulder. Nobody was there. And this little voice came into my head and said, son, get up, I healed you. That was the first time I ever heard the audible voice of God, and I haven't used a crutch since. The doctors don't even know why. And then I went to the School of Supernatural. I don't know if any of you know about Bethel up in Redding. I was invited to their leadership conference, which is by invitation only. People from all over the world come. And they invited me. You know, 1,600 people at a convention. And they invited me. And it's like, whoa, God. You do so, you know, he did so much. And then he sent me on mission trips. I applied for them. You know how you do that? You kind of go, well, I don't really, yeah, okay. The guy that ran it, I told him I didn't have the money for the ticket.
To Brazil.
He says, I'm going to cover you until the money comes in for you. I knew that meant 2 weeks. And then, you know, it was $1,000. I don't know about you, that's a lot of money to me. And then after that, I had more troubles getting stuff ready to go, and I quit taking donations. And the first of the month, I says, well, this isn't working out. I'm not going to go. He said, well, John, you want to live in faith? He said, let's sit down and pray. And I did, and within 14 days, God had fully funded me, and I was on my trip to Brazil.
And you got your passport.
And I got my passport, which was held up in red tape for months. And when I gave up and I gave it to God, instead of trying to do it on my timetable, and then I've seen people, cripples walk. I've seen children pray for people on crutches and have them throw the crutches down and walk. God has shown me so much favor. And he's done that for me. Most all of you are younger than I am. So you've got twice the time to accomplish even more through Christ. Because you give it to him. If he'll do it for me, he's going to do it for you.
Amen.
He didn't promise you some of the power. He promised you all of it.
Amen.
You know, you're all there. And it's
all that's pretty much my testimony. I think the other miracle that people were really surprised about, I was on a trip in Brazil, just me and one other pastor, and I slipped coming out of a church. My knee swelled up a third bigger than it was. You know how long that takes to heal? I went to my room that night in the hotel and I cried. I said, God, you've let me do so much. Don't slow me down. When I got up the next morning, it never happened. I walked out of that place and everybody kept looking, but God, it doesn't happen. So, don't give up, because He's there. He's real. He blesses all of us. He blessed me meeting you folks tonight.
Amen.
You know?
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
I watched this young man go over and full with the drums, trying to get it going, and I think, God, that's a blessing. He's willing to get in there and do it. And you gave me honor by just letting me speak. I appreciate it. I love you all, and God bless you. And all the favor that God gave me, I don't know if you heard of impartation. Well, I want to impart to every one of you the great favor that God's given me, so that you will leave, as He said, better than you came.
Amen.
More close to God. And He's real, folks. I mean, He is real.
Yes. Amen.
Amen.
Woo! Yes, Lord. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to God.